I just say, Jensen, for the record, I was at the first asylum convention and I thought you handled the flying fangirl so well.
She was the first one.
Yeah. That was crazy, right?
It was totally.
It was awesome.
I've been fortunate enough to meet you guys quite a lot, and I still get really, really nervous around you.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous right now.
I am nervous.
I was just wondering how nervous you guys get coming out here to talk to all of us. And
He's sweating profusely.
Zoom in.
And how does that vary from different countries to different conventions? How do the fans react to you?
In different countries?
Like, are you nervous right now talking to all of us?
I get nervous. I mean, I do get nervous because as much as I'll talk because they turned off his microphone.
Oh, here we go. I'm back.
I get nervous because as much as it's funny for me to see sometimes when some of you guys will get nervous because I think it's equally like we kind of have a symbiotic relationship, you know. So it's like I appreciate y'all as much as y'all appreciate me or Sam or seriously because he's playing with his microphone. But so you want to, you know, we're actors and we are out there like crying on television and naked and like we're very it's a very vulnerable position to be like. We were watching the little video. I was like, oh, I'm in a towel. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, I'm dead. I'm getting stabbed. So you put yourself in such a vulnerable position so many times and on film that when you finally meet people that know your work, you're like, I hope you liked it. I hope it was good. I hope I don't smell. I hope I don't sweat. So
do you like it?
Yeah, well, I do, and every time it's nice to come back and go like, oh, they do. And I think more than just different countries, I think it varies just time to time. I think it kind of varies what's going on with the show. A lot of times the reaction, because sometimes the crowd will be like, answer this question. Sometimes they'll be like, don't talk about anything, because we're like behind it. So it kind of, the energy, it just depends on how early it starts.
There's also, I mean, like you're here in Spain and saw you in England a number of years back, and I think there's a lot of people that kind of come to, you know, multiple ones. Right. So we see a lot of
I've seen you many times in between that as well.
Yeah, so, you know, it's, in that aspect, you see a lot of people, but I think there's that nice common denominator of appreciation for one thing, and that's the show Supernatural, which we appreciate because it keeps us employed.
It's a fun story.
And you appreciate because it allows some sort of entertainment. I don't know what, you know, from all different aspects into your lives, and we appreciate that. And I think to have that common denominator of appreciation for something is kind of what is great and what brings us all together. And I think it's kind of what keeps everybody on the same page.
And it does. And there's also just not to make it unromantic, but there's the cold hard truth of, I guess without Jensen and Jared, there would be no Supernatural. But without y'all guys, there truly would be no Supernatural. Truly. But the bottom line is that if no one is really watching a show or enjoying a show,
there's no show
on. And so,
you guys are just as big of a link in the chain as we are. So.
Right. So,
thank you.
Yeah, we're making this together. Thank y'all guys. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
I think we got time for another one at least.
Mas.
Yes.
Mas.
Hi, guys.
Hola.
Hola. I just wanted to know...
¿Cómo está?
Muy bien. I just wanted to know how you keep your fresh as an actress, because you have been playing these characters for so long, so many years already. And you shoot for so long, for such a long period of time every year. How you keep it fresh?
Keep it fresh. I think, luckily,
It's our job.
Yeah, it's our job. And I think also the show has changed so much, and it does change so much. And we tell this story, then we tell that story. In season 1, it started out like we were two guys on a road trip, like hunting ghosts and Wendigos and Wendigos and Bloody Mary and Hookman. And all of a sudden, we kind of like caught into a storyline, and then we kind of dabbled in that, and then we kind of left it for a second, and then we figured out that there was a bigger picture. Then I die, then he dies, then I come back and he comes back, and then there's somebody else, and now there's this character, and then I marry her, and then there's a lot of, it's been keeping so fresh, and I think y'all are going to be pleased because our writers wouldn't steer us wrong, and they wouldn't steer y'all wrong, but I think season 6 is going to be phenomenally different. Like, I think it's not going to be like we're new people and nothing ever happened, but I think we're going to go in a whole other direction. We obviously can't keep doing like Lucifer, Michael, Jesus stuff, because Lucifer just like, I mean, they're not, like, you can only tell that story for so long before finally you're like, how many times are they going to say no to Lucifer or yes? So what I love about Kripke and the rest of the writing team is that they answer their questions. They don't just go like, ask the question a different way. Like, that's what I loved season 1 of Lost. I thought it was the best season of television I'd ever seen of any show ever. And then in season 2, I got lost. So just like he said, they asked so many questions, I never watched another episode. Because I was like, this is so great, and they're propelling the story, and there's this and there's that. And then it seems like it was such a big hit that I think the network told the writers, like, listen, drag this out, because we have a lot of viewers. And so I then started dragging it out, and they just annoyed me. They were like, every episode, it seems like they ask more questions, they answer, and I was like, I don't have time for this. Like, I gotta go ask my own questions in our show, and I can't watch this anymore. So the wonderful thing about it's been easy to keep it fresh is that we've had a lot of fresh writing. So I wish it was more our doing, but I feel like it's like the material that's coming at us is really making us keep on our toes.
Yeah, it's every 2 weeks or a week and a half or so we get a new script, and it's like, oh, what's going to happen now? So that kind of anticipation and that it's like getting a gift. It's like unwrapping a gift. It's like, ooh, what's in this one? So that right there is keeps it fresh, and then it's like, and then you just do your best to say what's on the page and make it as real as you can, and
today's
drive off into the distance.
Today's the 12th of June. In 2 weeks, we're filming. I literally have no clue if my character is even still named Sam. I have no idea. And he starts preparing to direct in 1 week, and I think you are...
I have no clue. I have not. I think the script is getting emailed to me on Monday.
Yeah. So how's that for keeping it fresh?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. So
thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Are we? All right.
And don't worry, because we have Jensen and Jared in some panels today, in difficult panels. Tomorrow there will